So today we are going to have the roots within a root, or in our a radical, our simplifying radical, we have the root within the root. Okay, so let's denote our root within the root as nth root of m root of a. So if you can see, we have two radical sign and we have the external and internal exponent. So for this one, we are going to have multiply the internal and external index so that we can simplify our radical. And if only if our index is bigger than to our exponent, then we can factor out, or we can get the factors of our index. And then, to further understand this one, let's have an example. So for our example number 1, we have here the 6th root of 8. So for our 6th root of 8, since we know that 8 is a perfect cube, then we can get the factors of our index. So the factors of our index that shows a perfect cube is equal to 2 times 3. So ang gagawin natin sa index natin is isi-separate natin siya. Magiging square root of cube root of 8. So if you can see, we have separated the index na 2 and 3. And when we multiply this one, our answer is the original index, which is 6. Once we separate it, then we can simplify this one. First, simplify. Kung paano natin sinisimplify yung PEMDAS, we started with our parentheses, then exponent, and proceed with other next process. Okay? With this radical, inuuna natin yung nasa loob na radical sign. Therefore, we will start simplifying our cube root of 8. Ito pong cube root of 8. Since isi-simplify natin siya, ang matitirang root sa atin is the square root. So therefore, we have the square root of, and the cube root of 8 is equal to 2. So again, we have simplified first the cube root of 8, which is 2, but we haven't simplified yet the square root. Since we have simplified it already, now let's get the square root of 2. Since there is no square root of 2, or 2 is not a perfect square, our answer is the square root of 2. So now, let's proceed with example number 3. So for our example number 3, we have the given of inner and external index. Then we have the exponent of 6. So what are we going to do with this one? So ang gagawin natin is, maybe we can use factoring the exponent since the index is less than the exponent, or we can simplify the inner and external exponent. So let's have the first one. Simplifying the or getting the factor of our exponent. So we have the cube root of square root of 2 to the power of 6. Since yung ating inner index is 2, then we need to get the factor of our exponent na 6 na merong or kapareho ni inner index, which is 3. So 2 to the power of 3. So let's change it. So 2 to the power of 3 and to the power, or times to the power of 2. With this one, we can simplify this internal and external exponent, which is equal to 6, na nagre-refer sa ating original exponent. Then pag sinimplify natin siya, we can cancel the external exponent and the inner index, kasi same naman siya. And the remaining, or yung natitira sa atin, is the cube root of 2 cube. Since our index is the same with our exponent, we can also cancel this one. So our answer is 2. So ang naging sagot natin dito ay 2. So another way is simplifying first the internal and external index. So what are we going to do is just multiply the internal and external index. So let's have this one. So we have here the cube root, and the square root. So, automatic, this is 2. So, when we multiply it, it becomes 3 times 2 root of 2 to the power of 6. And it is equal to 6th root of 2 to the power of 6. Since the index and the exponent is the same, we can cancel this one. Then, the radical sign will be removed. And the remaining will be 2. So, our answer is equal to 2. So, if you can see, pareha siya ng ating naging sagot. Okay? So, now, let's proceed with another example. So, for our example number 3, we have the cube root of square root of 5 to the power of 12. So, here, simplify first since our index, our exponent is greater than the index, then we can factor it out first. Or we can simplify first the internal and external index before factoring out the exponent. So let's do the two ways. First is factor muna natin yung ating exponent. It becomes our cube root of square root of 5. And since squared yung ating inner index, then dapat yung outer exponent natin is 2. So therefore, it is 6 to the power of, or 5 to the power of 6 times to the power of 2. And it becomes 12 with the original exponent. And then we can cancel out the like index and exponent. Then the remaining is cube root of 5 to the power of 6. Since the exponent is greater than to our index, then we can get the factor. Kung meron siyang factor, then we can simplify it. So, let's get the factors. We have cube root of 5. Since the factor of 6 is 3 and 2, so ang ating outer exponent or external exponent should be the same with our index. So, the inner would be power of 2 times to the power of 3. So, since we have the like index and exponent, we can cancel this one. 3 na exponent and radical sign, and the remaining is 5 squared, and our answer is 25. Now, let's move with our second way of solving this one. So, we have here the cube root of square root. So, cube root of square root of 5 to the power of 12. So, simplify muna natin si inner and external or inner and outer index. Therefore, we have 3 times 2 root of 5 to the power of 12. Then, multiply the index of 6th root of 5 to the power of 12. And then, let's get the factors of our exponent since our exponent is greater than to our index. So, let's get it. So, pag kinuha natin, it becomes 6 root of 5, and our inner exponent is 2, and our outer exponent is 6. And then, we can cancel it out. Pag kinancel natin, yung like exponent and index, the remaining would be 5 squared, and it is equal to 25 as well. So, we have the same answer using different method. So, you can use any of the two method. Now, let's proceed with our example number 4. We have the cube root of square root of 2 to the power of 2. So, paano yung gagawin natin dito? So, we have here the cube root of square root of 2 to the power of 2. If we can see that our inner index and our exponent is the same, then we can cancel it out. So, once we cancel this one, the remaining is cube root. So, ang matitira na lang sa atin ay ang ating cube root of 2. And since we don't have a cube root of 2, our final answer is the cube root of 2. So, this is how we solve our roots within a root.